FTB Film Study is presented by PAM Health, the official rehabilitation partner of Penn State Football. PAM Health provides elite-level inpatient and outpatient physical care at over 70 hospitals across the country. Learn more at pamhealth.com.
Welcome into another For the Bloggy Film Study. Penn State's $3.1 million defensive coordinator just got outcoached by a first-time play caller that had 2 days to prepare. How did that happen? Well, I'm going to show you. We're going to take a look at lack of gap integrity, unwillingness to change the defensive scheme when it's not working, missed tackles, and just overall shortcomings of this Penn State defense versus one of the worst offenses in college football, which they made look a lot better than they really were. If you are enjoying the content, hit that subscribe and like button. We appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Without further ado, let's get into the tape. All right, let's talk about how UCLA's quarterback Nico was able to scramble for 138 yards on just 6 scrambles, and it was mainly because Penn State's defense did not put up a spy. So let's talk about this first play right here. It is 3rd and 11. You're going to get cover 3, so that's the middle field defender, and then you got 2 cornerbacks that have the outside third. So each guy has 1/3 there. You got DeLuca in the flat defender over here, and then these are the 2 hook curls by these 2 right here. So Nico drops back, doesn't like what he sees, and now he's going to manipulate Zakee Wheatley. He's going to pump fake to the running back, pump fake. That gets Wheatley to fully commit to this running back, and now he's going to knife and get vertical here. I need better effort here out of A.J. Harris. Come down and try to do something to make this tackle. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. I need Dom DeLuca to get in there too, and then, guys getting trucked, and then you got a wide receiver come in and hitting one of your guys, boom, off of him. UCLA was just more physical. All right, 3rd and 15, and you're going to run a Tampa 2. So these are your 2 high safeties that each have 1/2 of the field, and then Zakee Wheatley is going to play this hole defender right here in the middle, right? So you're only bringing 4 rushers, and once again, you look around, there is no spy. You're going to see Campbell. He's going to start to man up with this running back, but that's not a spy. Nico gets out of the pocket. Great block here by his running back, and he is able to just knife, and there is, as you can see, so much field here. And you can't, no missed tackles here. You got a couple missed tackles, it gets down to the 5. That is a huge gain for UCLA. And look, back-to-back, I just showed you 3rd and 11, and now I'm showing you 3rd and 15. You got to get off the field on those downs. That is when you need a quarterback spy. All right, it is 2nd and 10 now, and you're going to once again kind of get this cover 2 look where Zakee Wheatley at safety is going to play this hole defender, and you have these 2 guys underneath. They're not spies. They're just playing these hook curls, but they're there, and he kind of does one more time, a little pump fake, and just kind of sets up Amari Campbell, and then got to make those tackles. Like I said, got to make these tackles. We're in 2nd and 10. At least make it 3rd down here, but the missed tackles were absolutely killing Penn State's defense, and it allowed UCLA to just continue to get first downs, and that was the hardest part. All right, it's 3rd and 7, and you are going to go man-to-man here. So man, and you have a 1 high safety here. You're going to bring a man blitz. The number one thing when you are facing a quarterback that's hard to contain and he keeps scrambling on you to not do is bring a man blitz, because everybody's looking at their guy. All their eyes are on their guys. And then you also, like I said, you bring a blitz. So if he gets out of the pocket, there's nobody to go get him. So misses a tackle right here, misses another tackle right here, and then you're off for a huge 50-plus yard gain. That's where it starts to become difficult on 3rd and 7, where you just kind of drop back here. Don't bring a man blitz where everybody is turned. Like I said, number one thing you do not want to do against an elusive quarterback like this is bring a man blitz. It's so hard for the DBs to see that he's taking off because they're looking at their man. All right, let's go 2nd and 11 now. Once again, you bring a man blitz. Everybody is manned up here. Man, here, and you have the 1 high safety again. So he sees it. You're running these stunts with the man blitz. I mean, look at this. It's so easy. Once again, no one in the middle of the field. You got to have some type of spy here. And I think that's what's so difficult. You have this deep guy. He only hits you deep really 1 time. Forget the 1 high safety. Make the 1 high safety the spy. That is how you change it. But, I mean, look at the field that Nico's working with here to run. And you get, once again, got to make these open field tackles. Got to make those. You cannot be missing those. And Nico made the defense look foolish and made them pay. So you see they blitz here. Dom DeLuca follows this running back out here. And it's just so easy. I mean, shout out to the UCLA offensive line as well for picking up these blitzes and these stunts when Penn State's defense brought them. But you got to be better there. All right, finally, 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter is the first time we see a true spy from the Penn State defense, and it is 275-pound Denai Dennis Sutton. And it's 3rd and goal once again, and you can guess what happens. Nico takes off for the touchdown. And I just want to show you, I mean, this is where I struggle with I think Denai Dennis Sutton was put in a bad situation here. His number one flaw in his game is change of direction's not great. He's a bigger guy, 275, 6'5". Don't match him up with Nico, because you see how easy Nico can manipulate this. Watch him press right at him, kind of pump fake. So now Denai has to start to move forward, and Nico's already got him out here. I mean, Denai doesn't stand a chance at this point. I mean, look how long it took him to turn and get on an angle. That was never going to happen. I'm sorry to say it, but Denai was set up for failure as the quarterback spy on this play. You got to use Zakee Wheatley here or Chaz Coleman, someone else with better change of direction. All right, the UCLA offense had drives of 11 plays, 13 plays, and 17 plays in this game, and I think a big reason why they were good on 1st and 2nd down, especially when Penn State was struggling with their blitzes and their gap integrity. So what you're going to see here is called axe blitz. Axe is when you bring both linebackers. You can always kind of tell it's going to be axe when these guys are really tight. You see how close they are to each other? So axe, how it works is you get both defensive tackles loop out, and you plug the first linebacker. This is called the penetrator. He's going to come to this A-gap. The other linebacker is going to come to this A-gap. So you can see why it's called axe, because it makes an X. So Dom DeLuca goes and plugs. And right here, Amari Campbell, this gap is wide open for him to plug. This running back is sitting back here. You got to shoot this. You got to shoot that. That is the point of axe. You're trying to get a linebacker free to get in the backfield, and he's not able to do it. He's way too hesitant. And then also, I'll say this. I need Ford not to try to lean inside. He leaned inside, and then the guard took him there. You got to play this B gap. So the running back then is able to cut outside the B gap because of the hesitancy from Campbell here. And then we got Ford playing, also trying to play in this A gap. You're able to get outside and get some really good yards there. So that's why they're sustaining such long drives. So you're going to see it again here. Both tackles are going to loop out. Now you're going to go Campbell first to the left A-gap over here, and you're going to go Dom DeLuca second to the right A-gap over here. And watch us how this gets picked up. I mean, they picked this up beautifully once again. Tip of the cap to the UCLA offensive line. This is both blocked up, and thankfully you get a really good tackle here at Elliott Washington, but that's still a 5-6 yard gain on 1st down. You can't afford that. So, I mean, they were picking this up beautifully, and we kept running this axe blitz. And I'll show you from the sideline here. I just want to show you what happens when the offensive line picks this thing up correctly. There's really no true second line of defense. Like I said, you get Washington plugging in here, but both your linebackers are vacated, and that's what makes this so dangerous, and you got to be careful. So you get lucky, like I said, with a good tackle, but right there, I mean, that's 5-6 yards you just allowed them, and it's continuing to not work. But the problem is we kept running it, and we got lucky a couple times with some great tackles, but now right here it's a little bit different. So you get the loop out here, and now Alonzo Ford has to loop from this left side of the center right all the way into the B gap. That's a lot to ask. Then you're going to bring Dom DeLuca into the A gap and Amari Campbell into the A gap over here. Now let's see what starts to happen. This guard just absolutely puts his entire body into Ford, boom, so he can't get into the B gap. Now you have Dom DeLuca and Ford both in the play side A gap, and you got Campbell trying to fill this backside A gap because we're still running this blitz. I mean, look at that hole right here. You cannot have that. Once again, thankfully, we got great run support from our DBs, and Zakee Wheatley comes and makes a very important tackle, but it just feels like you're not putting your guys in great situations. The blitz did not work once. So that's a problem there. Now, another thing that Penn State kept doing, not even just always blitzing, but slanting their defensive line, and it put them in bad situations. So watch Durant here. You're just going to slant Durant. He's in a 3-tech. You're going to slant him now into this A-gap, and the idea is Amari Campbell's going to fill this B gap that Durant is leaving. The problem is it just creates so much space. You see how much space there is now, and now you get a blocker from depth. Instead of Durant just keeping his big old body right here, he moves completely out of the way. Now you get a block from depth, And this guy can go, this running back kind of can go whichever way he wants. And there is a huge hole here for him to run through. And also, you cannot, the missed tackles were a true issue for Penn State. So let's look at it from this view. You see Durant, he comes down in, and this is what I mean. There's just so much more space for him to go. Instead of Durant just being a big body that's right here and it kind of muddies it up, now you got Campbell coming from depth. He gets picked up, huge lane for the running back to get through, and he can go full speed, and he's breaking tackles, continuing on. All right, one more time, the slanting. Like I said, it was a problem, and so were the missed tackles. UCLA kind of just wanted it more, it seemed like, on their offense. So you're going to play this tilt nose here with Blanding. You slant him inside here, right? So you're going to slant him inside, and the hope is Nittany can get in and fill this B gap, right? And then you get Amari coming in and kind of plugging this play side A gap. Now, unfortunately, UCLA runs gap scheme, so that means they're just going to block down, and then they're pulling around for this, right? So the problem is everything gets washed. You get up on Campbell. Nittany Dennis Sutton gets stoned out here. And because you did that slant, there's just such a big gap here. Once again, you get good support from your safeties and your linebackers that are far away, but you're putting your defensive line and the guys at the point of attack in a disadvantage, and then you're missing tackles. You got guys flying, but you're still missing tackles, moving around. It's just a problem all day. The blitzes, the gap integrity, the slanting needs to be calmed down.
FTB Film Study is presented by PAM Health, the official rehabilitation partner of Penn State Football. PAM Health provides elite-level inpatient and outpatient physical rehabilitation at over 70 hospitals across the country. We strive to make a meaningful impact in the lives of our patients by facilitating extraordinary outcomes and quality results in a compassionate and caring environment. Learn more at pamhealth.com.
All right, let's talk about this passing defense. And it really wasn't one thing for the passing defense. It was just a variety of things that just stacked up over the game. So here you are, you're on the goal line, it's second down. I don't like how far off we're playing here. So up at the top of the screen, you're getting about 8 to 9 yards off man coverage. You're on the goal line. A.J. Harris is a better DB than this guy is a wide receiver, but you give him that much space, and he's even beginning to back up. So you go, okay, hey, we're going to hit this quick hitch route. If you guys watched the pregame breakdown, I told you they love these quick outs, and they love these quick hitches. So boom, hit him. Try to make the tackle, puts a great stiff arm on, and then boom, able to get the touchdown. Not putting your guys in great positions to win. Now, here was a beautiful pass from Nico early on. I think it had a lot of people saying, what the heck is happening? Well, what you're going to get here from this Penn State defense is you're going to get cover 3. So here is the middle third defender. Here's the outside third over here, and here's the outside third over here. Now, what I want you to watch, what's going to happen is this slot wide receiver is going to fake like a block right here, and then he's going to slip up on a wheel route. So this is really, really good stuff here. You see how he's going to fake, fake, fake? And what you're going to get is this deep third right here is going to follow this route. That's the whole idea. He's going to take him out of this space. So you're going to fake, fake, and then boom, slip. So you see right here, Tracy thinks, I'm going to go get in the flat. He's blocking, and I got to go get to this. And then boom, slip up, and it's oh crap mode, and you don't have anybody over the top to help. This is great deception. This is great play calling. Just a great job of execution by the UCLA offense. All right, here we go. 22 seconds left in the half, right? You got 2 timeouts. First down, ball on the 47. The sticks are 10 yards up here. You want to keep them underneath. You want to do something that keeps the clock running. So I would sit in a cover 2 where everybody's kind of sitting right at the sticks, right around here, and you're going to rally to the ball. Well, Penn State goes man-to-man coverage from really far away. So what do you get? You get a bunch of rub routes that are going to put everybody in conflict, and you got Zion Tracy trying to play off man and get over all of this mess, and that's the whole point of this. Boom, get him the ball, and he's able to make something happen, cut back. Need better tackling than this too. Just falling down, got a little push in the back, but then you're able to go and get 3 points. So this, like I said, it should have been clear. Play a soft zone and make the tackle, anywhere from here in. Let them make the catch anywhere around here, and everybody will be in position because you're playing zone. I don't get why you play man coverage here. It makes no sense, and you're just putting your guys in a bad position to be able to win. All right, continuing on here. This was the 2-point play right at the end of the game. I mean, once again, you got to give the props to UCLA, and Nico played one heck of a game. Let's talk about what happened here. So you get man coverage, right? So instantly you're going to man up. Collins is here, Mack is here. And what you're getting is this isn't even really a real route. You're just trying to take away this DB so Nico can hit this, right? This little quick speed out. Once again, they love the speed out. So what happens is Nico gets in trouble. You'd love to be able to finish this off right here. But he spins out, and watch these two DBs right here. They're manned up still, right? Manned up, manned up, manned up. So you start to get a little bump. And what you see happen is Collins looks at Mack, right? Looks at Mack and says, all right, I think you're taking this then. I mean, this was my man, but looks like you're taking this. So I'm going to go back to this wide receiver. As Collins starts to flip back and get this wide receiver, Mack just kind of leaves his man and turns back and looks over here. Listen, you just got to play football. I know that was your man. I'm going to put this on Mack here. You just got to play ball at a certain point. And you see him yell at Mack. Mack turns around, says that was your man. Collins says, yeah, but we switched. And that's what you're dealing with. They're probably still talking about it in the film room today. All right, here we go. This was a big shot here. This is the one true deep ball from Nico. And once again, beautifully placed. Deserves a lot of credit. So what you got here is you got man coverage. So you're kind of man across the board, right? And you have King Mack in this one high safety look. Now, what you're getting is you're getting outside leverage here by Elliott Washington, meaning that he is lined up kind of outside. This is where he's lined up. It's a little bit outside, and he is in press man coverage. What I don't like, and Penn State does a lot of, is give free releases, meaning that he is not going to put hands on this guy. He's going to go inside, and he's just going to turn with him. And the problem that I don't really like about this is that Elliott is fast, but his hips aren't great. You see how it takes him a while in transition? Call this transition when you're going from the press man to then getting into basically just running. Takes him a while, and he gets in a really bad position here. Now, he's got the speed to catch up, but it's just not a great place. Now, the other part of this as well, I need Mack to get on this sooner and turn and get out here because Nico's staring this the entire way. I need Mack to see his eyes and say, all right, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go help my guy over top. It's not until right now, and Nico's already throwing it, winding up, that Mack is now turning and trying to get on an angle to be that one high safety, to have that help over the top. And it doesn't help that it is a perfectly placed ball. Now, just want to end here. I mean, Nico, like I said, deserves a ton of credit for what he did. Really good pass here on third down. And I just want to show you, it was hard. It was hard. Defense was playing a true five-star quarterback here. He looked like it. So what I want you to see is he was looking over, and he wants that pass that he's about to go to. He sees that Campbell is in the passing lane. He goes, all right, I got to find a way to move him. So he snaps. You see real quick, snaps his eyes back. He's looking there. Snaps his eyes back here. You see how he looks back here. He doesn't really want anything over here. You see how Campbell now drifted into the picture because Campbell saw his eyes over here. So he said, all right, I'm going to drift. That's just natural. And then snap back and let's go quick release. And football is a game of inches, my friends. And he was able to move him just enough to squeeze that in there. Perfect pass on third down and keep the drive alive.